listening to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together with your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy and Ebony Walton.
Welcome. welcome. Wow. We just got some news I didn't know. Oh my gosh.
But they see me tearing up that
Tearing
food.
it up. I think the first couple of minutes, those that were long gone might have saw Gina eating. She was eating.
She was rushing me.
She was eating. So we sorry.
So I'm sorry if I'm burping. Do you see anything in my teeth? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Woo, anyway, welcome. Today is March 15th, and you are online with Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And today is Tell All Tuesday as always. I am your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy, president of Pace.
And I am your co-host, Ebony Walton, vice president of Pace. And this show is for City of Atlanta employees, new or seasoned, classified or non, on-site or teleworkers. This platform was created to bring awareness to all things in the city, whether good or bad, in hopes of finding a resolve. So
let's talk about it. It's going to be one day today. I see it coming already. You type this stuff up and you can't even reach your own type. And then I get caught chewing and eating. I didn't know that.
I didn't know. Thanks for telling us.
Thanks for telling us that you can see. And I'm
glad I had no idea all this time. So
even though you be rushing me talking about let's start, it automatically they can see us anyway. Wow. Glad I wasn't smoking no weed or nothing.
Do you smoke weed though?
No.
Okay.
And I don't drink either.
Well, I do that part.
Anyway, I had to wash that down, but that was delicious. I was eating. And no, I will be ready for lunch or brunch. Definitely ready for brunch. But I got to tell you, I gained 5 pounds and I'm very upset with myself. But I'm going to look at what I eat after the brunch today.
Okay. Just vegetables after today?
No, after today. Don't start now. After today.
Before I'm done.
After today. Anyway, I'm going to give this disclaimer again. And this disclaimer, as it was in the beginning, that the views and opinions of this podcast is not necessarily the views and opinions of our union, but of what we and how we, Ebony and I, see it. And it's definitely not the views and the opinions of the city of Atlanta, but, excuse me.
She won't stop burping. You can't eat no more before the show.
I can't help it. But anyway, we're disclaiming it all. Allegedly, anything that's been said, unless we tell you these are facts.
There you go. So we're going to say allegedly before, right now. Allegedly everything.
Okay. Or unless it's factual.
Unless it's factual.
Okay.
How was your week? Last
week? It was kind of busy.
I know.
It was extremely busy last week.
Yeah.
I mean, we had meetings after meetings, phone calls back to back. And, you know, one thing, and we'll get into this later in the show, though, but a lot of the meetings, a lot of stuff and calls that were coming in because there's a lack of communication citywide about who's coming back to work, when you're coming back to work, who's doing hybrid schedule and who's not. I don't get that. If we're coming in, if we're bringing everybody back to work, why don't the city just put out an email or a formal letter
that would be
from HR saying, quit leaving it up to the departments to decide. Everybody doing something different. That's crazy.
And we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to talk about that.
How was your
skin looks really good. Why does your skin look so good? It's looking bright.
Because I had olive oil on it. I've been doing olive oil treatment.
Oh,
and I
really
maybe
bright.
because I washed it with Dove soap.
Oh, I love Dove.
But they're not paying us the advertising.
No, not at all.
But
I only can use Dove. I'm sensitive.
Oh, okay.
I'm delicate.
Oh, Lord.
But my week was busy too. I've been working a lot of I've been tired. That meeting yesterday, I was out of it. I was half asleep.
Getting there by half sleep in the meeting.
I was half asleep. My eyes were open, but my mind was gone.
And I was just running off at the mouth.
Just like you just did a second ago, talking about the teleworkers coming back. That was
I
fast. That's how you were talking yesterday in the meeting.
Wait.
And they kept, hold on, wait a minute. She was going a mile away.
But that one across, you were like this.
Yeah.
Well,
I was feeling it on the inside. I was.
Hey, yes.
So the movie for the week,
Okay.
The Adam
Oh
Project.
God. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start.
Did
doing
you see
some movie.
it?
No.
Well, you need to go.
I'm gonna start
utilize
doing
it.
some my own.
But you need to see it before you knock it though, because it's really good. It's after accident. What's his name? Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was in it, and it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good.
Oh wait a minute! I see somebody, Zoe Saldana. What's her name? Saldana. I like her.
She's good in it. So it was really, really good. It was about going back in time, and Ryan Reynolds ran into his younger self, and his younger self actually helped him, the future, the now guy, along with the father.
I think I've seen that.
It just came out on Netflix just March 3rd. So when did you see it, Gina? You haven't been to the movie, so when did you see it?
Oh wow.
Yeah. But
I see something like that.
Probably. It's really, really good. I took from it so much how the younger generation can help the older generation, how the older generation go before the younger generation and helps, and then how healing from your past. It was so good. Oh, it was so good. So that's the movie of the week.
You sound like you eating some good candy or something. It's so good.
You know what? Because it was good.
I think I'm gonna watch that though, but I think
good.
I've seen something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, it was good.
Did they have like the bomber jackets on with the the helmet and stuff and the flying in this old time? No, well, I must have seen something else. Okay.
You know.
Yes. So what's the inspiration?
You can read the inspiration.
It is by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
How you was just radio? Go ahead.
I think the salmon got to me.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Hicks. Anyway, no, she said puff, pass. Inspiration today, it is by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to men by which we must be saved. I got to read that again to feel that. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to men by which we must be saved. What do you think of that?
Acts 4:10-12.
Yeah, what do you take out of that?
It is by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, ... What is? Salvation is found in no other name. That's what it said.
I just read.
That's what I think about it, what it says. What do you mean?
What is your interpretation of that? I mean, I'm kind of...
For salvation, it's through the name of Jesus. That's it. But we're not a religious show, so we just giving it out. We're
not a religious show.
You asked so many questions,
but she puts church announcements up there. Okay.
Anyway, you know what?
So the song for the day, and we'll tell you why I picked this song. I picked this song, and because
just now.
Yes, I did, because it reflects on what we're going to be talking about later on.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think you all heard this song before.
Oh, you can't see, you can't. You hadn't said anything.
No, I was going to tell you the movie. We don't own the rights to this music, though. But we're going to share a little bit with you so we can jam a little while. Mission, they were on hybrid. They were on hybrid schedule, so they're missing them. Now they're back. They're coming back. And she put away to work. She getting ready to go. She's coming in. So we can talk about it on Tell Out Tuesday. Check it out. Subscribe and ring the bell to Radio Connections with Pace.
Tuesday 1 to 2 every week.
All righty, we better cut it off before we get sued.
Right.
We like Tasha K. I ain't got no money.
We already know we ain't got no money.
We ain't got no money.
We don't have any money. So, as always, my phone just bopping and bopping and bopping.
Sister Gertrude.
Yes.
All right. Loud.
So we got our church announcements.
Church announcements, everybody.
Church announcements.
Okay.
We're still in International Women's Day.
Okay.
Still shouting out our wonderful women. But today also is March 15th, also known to be World Social Work Day.
What does that recognize?
Recognize all of our social workers out there.
Oh, wow.
We understand and we know that they don't get the recognition that they probably should. And my sister, Kelly, what's her last name? I mean, she been there. I better not say it. Kelly Jackson.
That's a shame, but go ahead.
It's changed a lot. Anyway, not a lot. I'm sorry, Kelly. She's been married. She's married now, so her last name has changed. But she's a social worker, and she complains about the job that they do, what it is that they actually do. So, kudos.
Kudos.
Good job, sis.
All right.
National Equal Pay Day.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
National Equal Pay Day.
Okay.
Did y'all hear that?
Could
y'all hear it? Could y'all
I was wondering
Let me
why all
know.
of your stuff was missing. Some was empty. So you put it all in the system.
It's all in the system. It started doing its own thing or something. I don't know.
But I see you can't.
So, no.
Okay.
So, early in the 20th century, women in the United States and around the world,
Oh, Lord.
began to take a stand. They wanted fair pay and better working conditions, voting rights, legal rights. Since that time, women have made great strides toward equal pay, but we're still not there, y'all. We're still not there. While male counterparts make way more, some 88% more than what women make doing the same job. So it's a lot to do still, but we've come a long way. What can we do, you ask? What can we do to bring awareness to this day? What can we do?
You can wear red, representing how much longer women have to work to make the same as a man, and use hashtag Equal Pay Day to share on social media.
So you wear your red like Gina's lipstick. Wear red.
Do I need to prove?
You got this red enough.
No.
It's red.
It
used to be illegal to wear red something in Macon, Georgia.
What?
Was it red pumps? I think that's one of the crazy laws or something. Anyway, it's National Shoe the World Day. National Shoe the World Day. How can you observe this day? There's a lot of people out there that does not have shoes. They walk. Your feet, you need them. You got to get from one place to the next. If your feet hurt, your body hurt. You ever notice your feet cold, your body cold, your feet hot?
Yeah,
your body hot?
that's how I treat. Yeah, because I don't sweat.
Yeah, and
my feet get hot, I'm hot.
If they tell you, like in biblical times, you walk in your feet, carry things. You walk in people's houses. Your feet supposed to go before you.
I thought we just want a religious podcast. Where you get that from?
Something I just
Sister
made up
Cecilia.
in my mind. Anyway, you can help somebody that's less fortunate. We do have homeless people around. We have all kind of things. I saw her idea thing and said ideas. We have all kind of things you can do to
that ain't
help.
No idea.
I saw her thing right here, and this is what I said. It's a idea. Happy
eyes of March. Oh my God! What's in this cup? What?
Leave my cup alone.
It's happy eyes of March. Ideas.
Leave me alone, Jim. Anyway, you can do a fundraiser. You can give away your shoes that you're not wearing. Lord knows, sometimes women, we have a lot of shoes that we don't wear.
When I feet get hot, I used to put them in the toilet. That's the only coolest place you can put your feet at. When my feet get hot, I stick one at a time in the toilet. It's the truth.
I don't even want to ask why. I don't even.
It cools your feet down quick.
Who would put their feet in the toilet?
I will put one foot in the toilet at a time. When my feet get hot, because I don't sweat, I will go in the bathroom because that's the coolest place you can go. Put one foot in, wait, and then put the other and go.
I don't know what to say about that.
Or you can put pennies down, copper, and then step on them. Anyway.
All right. I don't suggest anybody put their feet in toilets.
We did do a
we
disclaimer.
That's
my views, not yours.
I didn't say it. Don't go putting your feet in people's toilets or your toilet. It's nasty.
Well, you should clean your toilet. Your feet is nasty anyway.
When you do something for shoes, put hashtag National Shoe the World Day. Post it on social media. Also, today is Everything You Think is Wrong Day. Every thought coming to your mind is wrong, i.e., putting your feet in toilets. So while you think it may be a good point, it may be good to point out the wrong of others or their thoughts or things that they're doing, you still are wrong. Because today is National Wrong Day. Everything you think is wrong.
That's every day. It don't have to be just one day for me.
Oh, that's so sad. Everything you think is wrong?
Everything I think about you is wrong.
So, for every time you think something you think is wrong today, anything you think today, it's wrong. Whatever you think today is going to be wrong. You might think it's right, but it's still wrong. So it might even be right, but it's wrong.
So let's flip it so it'll be right.
It's still wrong because everything you think today is wrong.
Oh, where you come up with this stuff? I see somebody said something. I simply refer to the first new moon of a given month, which usually fell between the 13th and 15th. In fact, the Ides of March once signified the new year, which meant celebrations and rejoicing. Thank you.
Did you know?
Okay.
Did you know that it is illegal to keep a donkey in the bathtub? Did you know that?
You know what, Sister Cecilia? Where you getting all this? What's in your coffee?
Let me say why it's illegal to keep a donkey in your bathtub.
Oh, Lord.
In 1924, an Arizona farmer allowed his donkey to sleep in an old bathtub. The dam burst. The town flooded. The donkey was still in the bathtub, floating through the town. It took a lot of work to get that donkey out that tub, out the water, out the flood. So they made it a law not to keep the donkey in the bathtub. It's illegal. So you will get caught. You better get that donkey out the bathtub.
Well, at least that donkey was saved. What happened to the other people?
I don't know. But anyway, you better get it off.
All right.
So, City Council is back open again, y'all, to the public. So remember that. You have your ethics training May 2nd. Registration for track and field for 5 to 14 years of age kids. It is the last day to register will be March 23rd. And again, like we said, this is Women's History Month. So get ready for our new guests that we've been having on our show. You
finna say wait, one minute before we go to our guests. You speaking of Women's History Month. Y'all did miss something.
What did we
when y'all gave accolades and shout outs to me?
She finna give herself some more accolades.
Look, I got something what I told you, what I found.
About yourself?
Yes. Check this out.
That you didn't know?
No, I knew, but I just saw this. I don't know if they can see it. Turn around because I can't see. You got the thing in my face. Can y'all see this person on my phone?
They can see the screen, the mirror.
But I can't see it. See? Wait a minute.
Put it over.
Can y'all see that?
Right there. Go back. Right here.
Guess who that is?
Your daddy?
That's my daddy. How about that? Can y'all see the resemblance? Now check this out. If I can do it. Let's see. I got to show you what we look at. Wait a minute.
We can see the resemblance.
Okay, no. You see the real. Now, this is really resembling. Now check this out.
Who is that? Your great
my daddy. That's he's not. Now you see the resemblance. Look at the gray. Look at the gray.
Where's that awkward piece right now?
Anyways,
I'm a little awkward right now. So
I do have roots.
We didn't say you didn't have roots, Gina. We all got to come.
That's the white side.
He's all the way white too.
Yes, Sicilian.
Yeah, he's all the way white.
So
get ready. It's time to hear some words.
I want to say that. Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Gina.
Sister Gertrude, you forgot me.
Where?
Because people still ain't picked up their checks.
So
Y'all gotta
do your piece, Tina.
I gotta, some this is Sister Gertrude. And I'm singing on the podium today regarding the choir. And if you still have not come by my office down on Joseph E. Boone and picked up your bounce check, you will no longer be part of the union choir that we're trying to get together for the month of April. Pick your money up. No more checks for you. I'm going to have to put it in the union bulletin. You wrote a bounce check. Now, back to you.
Now, since you want to go ahead and bring them on, you do it. You bring them in.
It is time to hear.
Go ahead.
Sister Celia,
Go ahead.
you're making my vertigo act up, moving that screen around.
Go ahead.
It's time to hear some words of wisdoms as we share his tidbits on Women's History Month. And it is the motivational, articulate, the diabolical, the astronomical, the number one, Mr. Spencer Croft is in the house. Woo, 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 woo. Spencer. Woo, woo, woo.
I don't know if I can see you. I can't see you. What's happening?
Hey,
What's happening? How's everybody doing out there today? Y'all chilling? Listen,
We good.
listen. I don't know about feet in the toilet. I don't know about donkeys in tubs, but I tell you what, we gonna make this thing happen. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, listen, this your boy Croft, your residential communicator, motivator, and I'm gonna be a mind stimulator. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
hey, listen,
right.
y'all, we still on this, Women's Month, and we're still doing our thing. And today, y'all, we're gonna talk about somebody who's very familiar to us, Miss Felicia Moore. You understand what I'm saying? See, Felicia Moore is an American politician who served as a president of the Atlanta City Council. She was elected to the office in a December 2017 runoff election. She previously held the post of city council member for District 9, serving for 20 years. In February of 1997, she broke norms when, as a city employee, she went before the city council's Utility Transportation Committee to speak out against a plan to privatize the sewer and water operations and how the city was handling sewage issues at the R.M. Clayton plant. Now, she created Maddie's Call, a quick response alert system to help patients with Alzheimer's or dementia who every now and then wandered away from their homes. And then how in 2011, the city remade its pension program for municipal employees, largely based on a proposal that she had crafted. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something about Felicia. Felicia remind me one of those ladies like you, Gina, who looks a challenge dead in the eye and winks at it. Thank you so much for your time this time. And until the next time, I hope it's better than the last. And as my dad would always say, you're never out of business when you mind your own. This is your boy Croft with Radio Connections, where it all comes together. Listen, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Bye. Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure with him. Always.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And Felicia Moore, oh my goodness, maybe we need to invite her on our show just to say hello. She didn't win the election, which was a sad thing, but
okay.
Things happen for
okay.
reasons.
Yes.
You think?
I definitely do believe so.
And we have to find some way of, getting her. So we'll invite her maybe just to talk and chat. We'll see what she's doing.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's fine. So, what shout outs do we have? Any kudos today? That's nothing. Don't
okay. Well, we did a little shout out to Anna Ibato, who's our regional rep. It's not really a shout out, but I sent our condolences to one of her closest family members passed. So she had been gone for about a week. And so, but
I spoke to her this morning.
You did?
I did. I sure did.
And I know I saw her because soon as Anna gets her feet to the ground and get to running, because soon as she got back, I didn't even know she was back. I could tell when she started sending emails.
Oh,
and you know, and sending out to our members and representing. So she's doing a wonderful job. And
yes.
thank you, Anna. Thank you. And we're sorry for your loss and hope that you can get through this. We're here there for you. We appreciate you every step of the way. You got to let us know when you're available so we can take you out to a good meal. She's Italian too, you know. What?
Nothing.
You got something against Italians?
Not at all. Nothing at all. I like Italian.
Well, my father was full Sicilian, so.
Oh, excuse me.
And my mother was African American and Cherokee.
Okay.
So I got a little mixture of everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna.
My last name is Murphy, so I understand Murphy is my last married name is Murphy, so that's an Irish name, but he's black, so I don't know how he did that. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah. We want to shout out to all employees that are making their workplace a better place. Anybody that's trying to make it better to be where you are, the time that you're there, we want to shout you out. Good job.
And shout out for the ones that's got to come back and don't want to.
Definitely for those. So we had a meeting yesterday.
Okay. Pray tell.
And it was, like I said, I was half asleep. Sorry. I was tired.
That's embarrassing.
I was so tired. In my mind, they didn't know I was asleep. I was asleep. Can you try to let me take this real quick? I'm so sorry.
Okay. We were talking about yesterday, we had a shout out to DPW because we had a full hierarchy meeting with them. There was a lot of complaints coming in with regarding fleet. And so we met with commissioner of the two deputy commissioners. So shout outs to them that we wanted to make sure that PACE reaches out as a labor relations with them, give them the issues that their employees, our members had complained, and they were very receptive to it. It was a long meeting, so we were very impressed because normally when we go in these meetings, someone be like, we got a hard stop right here, but they were very interested. And the meeting lasted almost 2 hours, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And so
the commissioner seemed very
engaged.
He sounds like that guy. I can't never remember his name, but he sounds like his tone.
Not the one time I what's in your pocket.
No, he doesn't have that voice.
Okay.
He could only hope to have that voice. He doesn't have that voice, but he does have a good voice. But it's just relaxing. His voice is just so relaxing. I was just gone because I was already tired anyway. But he was really, really engaged. He was like, hold on, wait a minute. You telling me this is happening? Why are we doing it this way? So
you heard all that while you was over there like that?
I wasn't like that. My eyes were completely open. It was the other person that was nodding off. I was up.
I was talking too much, but I was giving facts.
But when you get the rolling, Gina.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's no pause button.
I can't. Look, I got to be me. I got to be me. I got to be me.
Okay. So anyway, they mentioned some things that a lot of departments always mention. Chain of command. And
yeah, tell it.
I'm okay with the chain of command, right? We're okay with the chain of command. Everybody knows that you do need that. It brings order and, but everything has its pros and cons. So the chain of command is supposed to, effective chain of command is a way to distribute power and responsibilities, right? It keeps employees aware and company news all given or distributed down to everybody that's supposed to have that information. It's supposed to work that way. It's supposed to help build morale. It's supposed to give the employees a sense of security somewhat, of knowing what the job and the duties are and the purpose. They're supposed to know that. But here, what we've been hearing lately is none of that's happening.
But I disagree.
What?
I mean, I kind of agree with everything you're saying, but I disagree a little bit because what it says here is that the chain of command is the succession of leaders through which command is exercised and executed. The problem is when you have a break in that chain of communication, we got to communicate from the lower steps going up. But when it's coming from the up coming down, there's some jagged edges.
It's a lot of jagged edges.
And that's why it's so important if you're a union member, and y'all excuse me for keep wiping my nose and I ain't got no cold or nothing, but see, these lights that Ebony's trying to make us think we in the studio, I don't think I can handle it on TV. I'm gonna have to.
I tell you what, how about you step outside and do the show?
Okay, we can do that.
You don't want to be outside.
No, I can't take
you don't
it.
want to be outside.
But anyway, so the bottom line is there's a lot of break of communication. And I get the chain of command when it's time. I look at the chain of command as processing.
It is.
It's a processing. I don't look at chain of command as an effective communication. I'm sorry.
It shouldn't be, because it doesn't disseminate the way it's supposed to. Even if it's supposed to work, even if it works the way it's supposed to work. The City of Atlanta employees are not employees where they don't want to see their leadership. They want to see the leadership. The chain of command is for those that don't want to go down and see the employees mostly.
Or they don't feel like being bothered.
That too.
Because, you know, when you tell me, like if I'm coming to you with a problem and it's about my supervisor, say, well, have you talked to your supervisor?
It's about the supervisor.
Exactly.
Why?
But that's what they're doing that.
And
they're saying
the chain of command now has become a bullying system. That's
yeah,
what
it is. Or just a need to know where they don't need to know.
They want to know.
People need to have an open door policy. You should always have an open door policy, but always say, you know, at least give them
try that way. And if it doesn't, but this is if it doesn't work, go back to the chain of command.
Even in the military is as stringent as you can be. And they have the general coming out talking to their troops, and they have the direct reports coming out talking to the troops. In some areas of departments, we got some of the what we call line leaders or the middle management. They don't talk to their troops,
and if they
it's always in silos.
This is how there's a bigger break in the chain of command. So, say for instance, we're all on the same level. We go to the big meeting with the head guy, right? Our commissioner. He's telling us or she's telling us this information. I perceive it how I want to perceive it. Gina perceives it how she wants to perceive it. They perceive it how everybody perceive it differently. And we all go back to our teams who collectively are in the same department, but they get different information because our views are different. Because the leadership did not, I don't want to say failed to, but did not or failed to properly communicate or make sure that everybody understood what was said from this meeting. Did you understand when I say 3 days off and that fourth day they need a doctor's note? Explain to me what you said. Or either I give you, this is exactly what I mean when I said, this is what I said. When that doesn't happen, you leave room for error and own interpretations.
We can give you an example of what we're talking about. So we're going to do a little trick. And I see, Tamara, I'm going to respond to one of your comments. I got a perfect answer for you there. But we're going to try a little trick right here to show you what we mean. Okay. And we're sitting right here face to face. And it's called communication. Now, I want you to do this. We're going to say A, B, C. I say A, you say B. I say C, like that.
We keep going back and forth.
Keep going back and forth.
Go ahead.
See who messed up.
Go ahead.
Okay. A,
B,
C,
D,
E,
F,
G,
H,
I,
J,
K,
L,
M,
N,
O,
P,
Q,
R,
S,
T,
U,
B,
W,
X,
Y,
C,
A,
B,
C,
D,
E.
We got to do this.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That then she's getting frustrated because we're going on and on. But see, we're supposed to be dialoguing and talking. So apparently, if I'm still doing A, B, C, and I'm not clearly understanding what we just went through, we had our first communication. We went through the whole letters of alphabet. But I'm the employee. You my leader. I'm coming back to A. Now you getting frustrated. I can see you. B.
Yeah, because somebody failed to say
what's going on.
We don't get this right. We're going to keep going.
That's right. Well, why are you getting frustrated? But see, this is what happens.
I don't have patience.
See.
I just don't.
So this is why another thing with that is that the laboring union, us, PACE, is a vital part for employees to become a part of. Because when you run into obstacles like we just exercised just now in the real world, this is what happens. When you ask questions or you want them to repeat it, they get frustrated. They don't have the patience. They don't care. Then you become a problem for them. And then from there on is retaliation, or they're on there picking on you, or they're on there harassing you. So you need to be reaching out. You need to be in the union. You need to reach out. Now, DPW, according to Tamara, kudos to them. Yes, now kudos to them, because at one point we didn't get to this point, because we always had, I had a commissioner, not this one, but a commissioner that sat there with me and was very open with the union. And then behind my back, he was talking against the union. And then he finally told someone, forgetting where he was, that if I got to have a leader or a manager that has to have a union talk to me for them, I don't need them on my team. And I addressed him. And he said, yeah, I said it. I said, really? So I went to, he said, you can tell the COO, the commissioner, the mayor, whatever. Guess what I did? I called the COO. And I told the COO. And so he ain't here.
So
what did I tell you?
That's the whole thing is it's the middle.
Don't
it's the middle ground. And the city of Atlanta employees are a different group of people.
Oh yeah, and people don't understand. They don't believe that.
They don't
understand. Say this is the city way. I'm sorry.
It is.
And they say, well, we're trying to change a culture.
You can't.
That culture is there. You know why? Because it's still going to be relationships. Mm-hmm. This is the city of Atlanta. People have grown, reared, raised children, grandpa, grandma. This is the city, college folks, political folks. Mm-hmm. This is the land of milk and honey. And these people are here to stay. And it's going to be they're going to be processes, they're going to be protocols, and they're going to be legislation. And it's going to be just the way it is. And it's going to be called the city way.
Yep. That's it.
And don't forget historical practice.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, one thing I need to do another shout out real quick to the IT department. I'm going to tell you why. That was very transparent and very understandable. I shout out to them. They sent an email out about technology, about the phones and the laptops where people leave and have these technology equipment with the city for so long that they try to get that number when they leave or, retire, whatever. They want the equipment and take the number. So IT sent out a letter from them. I guess it's called AIM. Sent out a letter citywide to say, going forward, say this used to be historically the practice, but going forward, we will no longer do this. I love that.
That's how it should be. If things change, everybody needs to know it.
Everybody needs to know. So they put it out there quite clear. Yes, we used to do that. The city used to allow you to do this, but going forward, we will no longer do this. Okay. And then they set out the rules and the regulations of the stuff with the city when you have city equipment. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, HR needs to get engaged and do something like that. If there's something historically that we're no longer going to do, don't wait till somebody get in trouble and get rid of them or try to chastise them. Let them have that grace and send out an email saying no longer, we used to historically do this, but no longer is going to be tolerated. Give me a heads up. So a lot of these things we got, the union PACE is going to be addressing. Tamara, when you said some departments are like that, but listen, DPW came a long way to get to the point where we sat there and had a meeting because you had leaders that were hired to want to do the right thing. That wasn't an easy job. And Mr. Wiggins, who's the commissioner, he had to learn me and I had to learn him, and we met, and then we met Ebony, and then he realized that, hey, this group right here, this union right here is something to be reckoned with. They want to partner, and we see fit that we need to partner. For us to make this department to be the way it is, it's going to take more than just me. I can sit out here and disseminate rules and regulations. You can't make nobody do anything. You have to empower them. But I would like to know what's going on out in the field, because my job, I cannot get out there in the field all the time. That's why I hire people under me as my colleagues to do that.
That's right.
So Tamara, it's going to take, now let me say this. We did meet with your HR person yesterday. I had an opportunity for finance, the interim deputy commissioner. I had a few words with her, and I'm not going to say it on this air. That'll be a sidebar conversation, but trust and believe, she know we're coming, and we are coming. PACE is coming, and we're going to get some resolve. We told her who it is and what it is that we need to do, and it's going to happen.
What PACE going to do?
Becoming fun. Do it again. Coming for you. So hang in there, Tamara. We're gonna help get some. We got new counsel. We've been having some good. We have some good relationships with counsel right now. All we can do is give them an opportunity. Okay, so go back to
some
the
of
chain of command.
Okay, so with the chain of command, it's supposed to bring stability, clear direction, and accountability. That's the way it's supposed to. But again, as we just stated, all of those things and how.
Yeah, because you have less collaboration in the workplace.
Now, that's some of the cons with it.
That's the con.
That's the con.
And that's what's happening.
Because they don't know, they don't have clear sense of it's not a unified situation, because now it's all what this person says, and he's going to disseminate it to the middle people, and the middle people don't have much say. They just it keeps going down, but nobody has a say. It's all directed from one person. That's it. That's who set the rules.
Yes, my way or no way.
Nothing else.
We don't want you on our team with that my way or no way.
That's not how it works. That decreases employee empowerment, and it's more competition that way also. Because if I'm a manager and you're a manager, we trying to gain good graces
of the powers to be.
So we're gonna do what we got to do to get to where we got to get. And if
I
got to step over you, I'm stepping over you. Right. And I'm saying things to my team that you might not be saying to your team.
Yeah. We everybody's trying to please the tan house downtown.
The tan house.
Yeah. The tan house. It ain't the White House, it's the tan house. The Capitol is the gold house. Mm-hmm. City Hall is the tan house. Mm-hmm. So we call it the tan house. Mm-hmm. And so when you go to the tan house and you down there, they got this stigma that, I work in a tan house. Mm-hmm. And I'm all this and I'm all that.
And it's
my way or no way.
They use their control, their power, and all that. And that leads to distrust big time.
And that's where you come in, where they try to make this so by making classified people become unclassified so they can fire you at will.
Yep.
Because they don't want the ability. They don't want, just like some police officers, bless their heart. I hear sometimes they used to say, well, if it's a minor incident, let them go. I don't feel like doing the paperwork. Because there's so much to do. And so some leaders at the tan house and in the field, they don't want to be bothered with problems. Because they don't, and it ain't that they don't want to be bothered with it. Guess what? They don't know how to deal with it.
That's it.
They don't know how.
That's
so I think what we need to do is when these new leaders come on, no matter who they are, they need to go through some kind of training.
They do.
They need to do some kind of city training to understand about the unions, to understand how EEOC down there with Walter Mobley, who's in charge of that right now.
Do's and don'ts.
The do's and the don'ts of your position.
How to stay away from sexual harassment. We take that sexual harassment course all the time, once a year, every year. However, we run into those issues a lot.
As soon as they come in, new people come in, they don't know. They don't understand.
They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get the sexual. They don't get it. Unfortunately.
That and harassment,
bullying,
and gossiping.
Gossiping is bad. Gossiping is bad. It is bad. The bullying is bad too. And see, that's the chain of command, though. It's a circle of friends. The chain of command is usually a circle of friends.
Well, someone says the city mafia gang, the tan gang.
So it's a circle of friends. And when I have an issue within that circle of friends, it's just going to stay in that circle. It's not going anywhere. It's not coming back out to be fixed. It's not going above. It's staying right in that circle. That's it. It's a circle of friends. But
we got to stop. We got to work on getting these leaders to quit talking to people any kind of way. That really gives me heartburn. How dare you talk? Who are you talking to?
We are adults. We are adults.
Because I'm going to shut down right there. Who are you talking to? Just because you're my boss, you don't have the authority to talk to me any kind of way.
And say, because I said so. Because this is what I told you to do. That's not good leadership.
I be want to say, bust a move. Bust a move. No, we can't do that.
No, you can't.
But some people
a lot of people will, and they gonna run up on that right one. And they gonna bust that move. They gonna bust a move, and you ain't gonna be able to get up off the floor.
Pow!
They gonna bust it. Because these leaders that we
lock
deal
me
with,
up. Ching.
Yeah, these leaders we deal with, they will bring you to that point where you want to knock them out.
Well, this union is saying, don't knock them out, and please contact us when you having issues. We might be a little slow, We can't jump and act right then because it's so many, it's so
It's a
much
lot
going
all
on
the
that we're
time.
dealing with. But trust and believe we're going to get to you. Tamara, you've been a fighter for a long time with that situation. And I'm making a commitment to you today on this podcast that we, me, Ebony, and Anna, we're going to be addressing your issue, not just for Tamara, but for their whole Department of Finance. I'm coming. What was that, cha-ching? We're coming. Pace is coming.
He said, "You winking eye." There you go. She did that wink. So that. It's just these people you shouldn't talk to some of these people the way we talk to them. You just should not. I wasn't raised. You would think that some of your upbringing would help with this, with being a leader.
Well, you know, I don't even look at that no more because you can have the greatest people being raised or reared right. And they
still go wrong. You're right. They still go
well,
wrong.
Money, position, and power.
All of
they
that
lose
change
it.
people.
They lose it.
They change.
They have given them so much control and they have let it slide. I will admit, I am over it.
We're all over it, Taylor.
We're all over it.
We're all over it. We're all over it, both ways, literally.
But see, the thing is, we're coming out of 2-year pandemic, and we got new leadership.
Things are opening up.
HR, DHR, I know they're going to have some changes coming. I don't know what. I don't know when. I don't know if Mr. Norman is still going to be with us. I don't know if he will or is he not. We don't know, but we do know they're looking for. I think he said they were opening it up to do a nationwide surge. I don't know. So we don't know what Mayor Dickens' plans are for his executive staff, but we do know this, what PACE is. PACE is going to be the labor union that is getting in and delving in now that the city's open. Because you guys know, if it wasn't for Ebony, kudos to Ebony on this teleprompting and podcasts and Zoom meetings. I'm in your face. I'm that type of person. I need to see your face meeting me. All of this having the meetings over the airways with the circle. I can't see your face and your body movement. Nah, that ain't me. So trust and believe. You say you have no more tears. I got a lot of tears because there's a lot of you all out there that's been hollering and needing help. And we are definitely on the road to men. We got some folks that have reprimands that need to come out of their files. We got people that's being mistreated, people that's being 911. Oh, we got that meeting with them.
We got that meeting.
And trust me, after this 911 meeting, I'm coming to finance. We're coming to the finance department. Trust and believe they're next. They're on the agenda. We got watershed straightened out a little bit. We got the E911 meeting. And I just made contact with the DHR, the interim deputy commissioner for finance. We're coming. So all of you people over there, hang out, chill out, do the best you can until we can get to you.
I wanted to share something.
Okay, share.
I was reading some things. I had a conversation earlier, and it made me think about some things that certain departments do, mainly our 911. I know the employees have over the years complained about, we have this noise, this buzzing. When the phone lines are holding, there's a noise. You've heard it before, right? Mm-hmm. It's a noise. It's a constant noise. We had some employees to go to EAP over this noise. I mean, it's a noise. We've asked them to take it out. We brought it over to the union about this noise. We had it addressed in one of the meetings, and one of the persons said, I'm opposed to taking this out, but that noise is a problem. Now we have flashing lights on dispatch side. Well, it's on both sides, but mainly the dispatchers, they have these flashing lights. And so they've been complaining about flashing lights. It just flicker, flicker, flicker. And you're supposed to check on your units, but it's not in the time frame that it should. It should be another way. Flashing lights, if you're epileptic, and I was living with an epileptic person for years. They were not allowed to play video games because of whatever the light is, it will trigger a seizure or an epileptic episode. So that's one of the things that's an issue. So I was looking about these things, and I ran across some torture.
Ooh.
Things of torture that people would use. So I'm going to read this. Sensory overload is one of the torture tactics that governments or people enemies would use. And it says, bombarding the senses with powerful lights, including bright lights, strobe or flashing lights, loud noises, loud music, screams, constant noise, are used to inflict extreme physical and mental pain. This causes psychological distress, often resulting in withdrawal from reality. Loud music or noise can cause hearing loss or chronic ringing in ears. Strobe lights can induce stress response, affecting the heart rate and blood pressure. Sensory overload is also used to deprive a prisoner of sleep. Now,
you need to save that for our meeting.
So
what they're saying is, what the lights going blinking and that noise blinking, y'all gonna be like this.
That is a huge thing, and I'm gonna tell you from my personal Ebony, my experience is that noise. Gina, I'm gonna throw this ball. That noise and the lights, but when I'm around family members, friends, gatherings, when I'm around a group of people, and I was talking to a young lady the other day, and her same story. She can't take it. I leave. I won't say anything. You just won't see me there. And for a long time, I couldn't figure out. At first, I used to hold parties and things like this with gatherings and large groups of people, where now I can't do that anymore.
Because you be like this.
I'm glad you find humor in this.
That's a way of hypnotizing you too.
It is.
It is. So they can come in there and say, Ebony, go
someone
over there. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm good.
I'm sorry.
But that needs to be addressed.
We gotta have to address this, because we are telling them we are having this big meeting with some council. Who are we meeting with?
We're meeting with the chief of staff.
Yeah.
Some of the E911, the director, and the chief of police. City council members.
Mm-hmm.
Pace will be at the table, and we're meeting with issues and some solutions.
And I'm gonna come in there.
E911. You can't do that with the chief of staff.
Why I can't? E911. Watch me. You're gonna be reading that, and while you reading that, I'm
done. I'm done.
It's a problem.
It is. It's a problem.
Laying all laughter aside, it is a problem.
Along with the regular stress of the actual taking a call.
Of the job.
I was talking to a young lady the other day. I was noticing her behavior. I had been, I pay attention. You pay attention to people if you pay attention to people. If that's your thing, that's your thing. And for the past couple of days, I've been seeing her, and she just ain't been looking herself lately. And so I said, hey, everything okay? She put her head down. Talk about it. I said, well, when you're ready to talk about it, let me know. So I ran across her again throughout the evening because she just did not look herself. And I said, are you good? And she said, well, life, and then the job, and then So we got to talking. And everything she was talking about was a result from the job, but she loved what she does, And so I was telling her, well, if you're not going to leave, you need to learn how to cope, and this is what you do to cope. But it's some of the things it's certain things with your job, whatever you do, you're going to have to figure out how to cope with those things if that's what you want to do. But it's some things that it's not in your, it's not something that you should have to deal with.
But why do you think that, not just, we're not picking on E911.
No.
But that has been the brunt of the issues because they don't want to respond to this union to resolve any issues.
So if you was going to ask this, why do you think?
Why do you think they don't want to? And I mean, why? I mean, it's sad because it's about, if you're in a leadership role, you will want the best for your team.
You would.
And if somebody can partner with you and help you say, hey, here's what's going on, and you don't want to listen, or you got a problem, then you are the problem. You are the problem. And this is what I've been trying to say for a long time. Just like in the military, when I was in the military. And our commander in chief is the president of the United States. Now, if I was in the military right now, when Trump versus Obama, I might have loved my commander-in-chief. I might not have been too keen on Trump, but if I was in the military, that's still my commander-in-chief. I still got to respect, because that is my duty. Now, once you take an authority or power position, that is your duty to ensure that your team is in the utmost taken care of, so that you can get the best result and resolve out of work out of them. That's all it's about. And you go home, get your paycheck like everybody else. But when you want to sit up here and play like you don't know, just act ignorant, not ignorant, ignorant. That is a problem.
The employees are looking. The thing with them, they're just a different group of people, just because they just are a different group.
Well, your job, because you're hiring people, because you're understaffed, and you want anybody that you can get to fill those seats.
And that's not what we need.
And that's not what you need, because everybody cannot do 911.
No, that's not it. And if they're telling you, if at any department, not just with E911, but any department, if you have more than 5 people, maybe even 3, but at least more than 5 people agreeing and coming to you to tell you this is an issue, this is an issue, and they're telling you the same thing is an issue, you've got to listen to these people, and not just listen,
but to do something. But you know what I don't like either? When people talk now, they try to act like they want to do something and make up things like it's all.
Or the reason why we did what we did is because.
Or take your ideas and make them theirs.
Yeah, they do that too. These departments do that too. However,
we can hopefully get all of this resolved with council members, because we've been, talking to. That's why I want to give shout outs to who we gave a shout out to Watershed for helping, working with us, even though she was stern about it. And she told us her viewpoints, and she bit the bullet though. She said, okay, I'm going to do this partnership and let's see how this works. And then DPW. Okay, we're waiting on their results, but they were very intense when we had that long meeting. So we are feeling very good about some results that's going to come out, because it's not about pace.
Not at all.
Pace is just bringing you the information that you can't get from your employees because they're in fear of retaliation, which you do
all the time.
All the time.
And that's another thing that I wanted to bring up too. The retaliation.
Oh my gosh, that's gotta stop.
It's gotta stop, because you're making these employees feel like they're going crazy. They're not going crazy. You're not going crazy because someone did you wrong when you spoke out and did what you're supposed to do. You're not going crazy. But it makes you seem like, and it makes other people seem that you're the problem, you're the issue, until they open their eyes, and usually it's by the time they already got you out the door. But for OPS, and if they're listening, OPS, I need you guys to do a little bit more digging sometimes. It's not always, if you have 10, 15, 20 employees being brought up on OPS packages from the same department.
Oh, wait a minute.
Please.
Are you sure you're supposed to say that?
I'm not sure, but this is my view.
Let me say
This is my, you want to say?
I'm going to say.
You know what I was going to say?
What would you want to say?
You want me to whisper to you so you can say it for me?
Tell me. OPS, I'm saying it. Y'all need to dig in further and make sure you find out why is this stuff that this union keeps complaining about is coming to you and nothing's being done. Mike Pulliam, we need you engaged with OPS to get this mess stopped. We're not here to be ugly. We're here to partner with this department to get the best out of each employee and leadership. But when you want to be resistant to us, we have no choice. These people pay their dues. They're union members that the city of Atlanta recognizes. And we got to represent that.
That's not what I was going to say.
Okay, we're finished.
So, like I said, when you see departments having these complaints come in or packages come in, and you do your due diligence to look through it to see what's going on, what's not going on, what seems right, what doesn't seem right, what's not fair. I think, to me, it would be a red flag if I see Gina came to me for a grievance. I looked at the grievance. Because she's not in my circle of friends, we're going to throw that grievance to the side. We're going to tell her, okay, we're not going to whatever. But I come back because you put a grievance on me. Now I'm putting a package on you.
OPS, Like I said.
So what I'm saying is just the employees feel a certain type of way. Some of the employees are a bit much. They are. But some of the management is a bit much too.
Well,
all of us can be
yeah.
a bit much. Yeah. We just want them to pay attention a little bit more. Then yes. 911, the employees there, whether they say it or not, they say it to pace. They feel like nobody cares. Nobody pays attention. Nobody really wants to deal with that 911 issue because they're a problem. 911 is not really a problem.
Not the employees.
It's not. No, they're not. And you can deal with those employees that are problem employees. They're not just it's always a reason why someone is the way they are most of the time. Not all the time. Most of the time it is. But they just gotta, I just want all the powers to be to just pay attention deeper and not just look at the surface part. You know what I'm saying? Just don't look at the surface part.
Well, Michael Pulliam, who's one of our representatives, he works primarily with us with E911. And so we're working with him to make sure he's going to do the best we can at these meetings to see if we can get heard and get some results.
Because we don't know all the processes how.
But I do know this.
But he does. He's more on that side.
Right. But the bottom line, before you even get to OPS,
most of the stuff shouldn't even involve OPS. I don't think so, unless it's like egregious or something. But OPS shouldn't have to handle small stuff, to me, in my opinion. I think that there should be a little more egregious situations. Right. You know, you hanging up on callers or something like that, but dress code or you going off on me.
If I was OPS and I get a package because somebody complained about somebody wearing some tight pants, I would be looking at the directors and I look, or the chief and say, look here, we ain't got time for this.
They shouldn't. You got
people, a whole line of chain of command. Why are we getting this package?
That some of that stuff should make sense. It just should. And that's all I'm saying.
It takes away to me the pertinent importance of OPS for officers and things that are very egregious.
What does OPS stand for? You know?
Operation Police something. What is it? Operation. What is?
Let's see what OPS stands for.
You don't know?
It's professional standards. Office of Professional Standards.
Yeah, I would say police. But OPS is also for fire. Office of Professional Standards. So that's that for sworn.
Yeah. But they shouldn't have to deal with the stuff that we send them all the time. Most of the stuff is little miscommunication.
But here's my other point. Attendance. And I know Chief O'Brien, when we talked to him, he was saying he wants the OPS package stay. And some people say it's a good thing. Some say it's not because it's that third eye that's really looking at you.
I think it's a good thing because it helps. They do look at him like, you know,
but you're not getting resolves back. There's no resolves.
No. Some of them are like, you know, when one employee went before them, remember he had to represent her to go before him. They were trying to, for termination. Okay. And so they kind of hold a lot of that back where they're not just able to fire people. So they do kudos, but they do look into those things. But what I'm saying is
a little minor
the minor stuff they should kick back and say, we don't have time for this. Or why are y'all sending us all this little stuff that doesn't matter? Like, what is the real issue here?
Right.
Find out that's what the bottom line, what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're doing a bad job. I'm not saying that they're overlooking or not doing their job. What I'm saying is look further to see what it is. Like, why are we keep getting these same type of issues? Because if you still have the same people in the same positions, it's going to continue.
So we're not going to keep beating up on E911 because we're going to be meeting with them. But when I say you got haters, because you know you can have family members that just don't like somebody.
Of course,
but we got a union. We can have union members over there that don't.
And we having a meeting coming up for our union members
that has some issues. And my thing with you, we would love to have all of you all in our elite organization. But if you got to talk bad about your union, or you got to not be partnering with the union that you pay dues to, why are you here? That's all I got to say about it. I'm not telling nobody to get out, but I'm not going to pay for something I don't want.
Me neither.
So why are you paying for something that you're going to go around and talk about pace? Then go to the other union. See what they do for you.
Yeah, no, we definitely not. But next week we are going to have a meeting with all of our members and
Yeah,
Mike and Anna, Mike
You're
Ovado.
talking about when? On the 24th? That's for everybody?
The 24th is going to be for
We're gonna
everybody
send it
next
out.
week. We're going to send it out. We're going to do it around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, something like that. But we're going to have our union reps, Mike Pulliam and Anna Ovado, and they're going to be able to share what's the purpose of PACE.
It's going to be at the union office.
Yeah.
Because that's only, we want it at the union office.
As many as can come.
You're going to see an email come out. We want you to RSVP.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we're going to have some, little snacks and stuff. We want to make sure we got enough for everybody. And depending on how many come, we're going to either be outside or be indoors, due to COVID. And masks will be required. But it's time for us to have this meeting.
Because a lot of people don't understand what the union is for, what the union does, and who are your reps. And some of you guys might not know what they look like. Mm-hmm. So we want to, and how to work together as a union. Mm-hmm. We have union members that fight with union members, not physically fight, but are in disagreements with one another. And we got to do.
It's okay, but when it's time for us to step in and have a meeting and try to resolve it, we need your participation, because we don't do each other wrong intentionally.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So understand that.
But no supervisors and no managers would be allowed, whether they're union members or not. They'll have a separate meeting for those. This is just for employees so they can feel comfortable, because we know within that we don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable to speak, to share whatever they need to share. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to send it out this weekend for next Thursday about 5 or 6 o'clock. Something like that.
I didn't know nothing about you wanting the managers or supervisors at this meeting.
Yes, you did, because we said
I didn't say that. I didn't agree with that.
For me. You know what? I'm not going to do this with Gina. So, say your piece so we can end the show.
Okay, as we bring today's show to an end, we anticipate that we have a beacon of hope to some. Let me do this again.
Because it's not the church.
As we bring today's show to an end, we anticipate that we have been a beacon of hope to some of you, entertaining to some of you, and have been able to shed light on all things in the city to you that are listening. She's just scrolling this thing. You fired. And we thank you for listening and tuning into Radio's Connections with PACE, where it all comes together. So tune in to next week as we continue to fight the good fight and be a part of bringing the good back to the city. And you are welcome to share this episode to the city of Atlanta. And if you're not a subscriber already, what you waiting for? And remember, the views and opinions and comments that is made on this podcast are solely in our opinion and solely on the basis of us being a union member and not a city of employee.
Don't be left in the dark. Make sure you join Radio Connections with PACE, where it all comes together to stay up on city news. If you are not a member of this elite organization, professional association for city employees, that's what PACE stands for, PACE, all caps. Join now by sending us an email for an electronic application. The dues are $16 per pay period. It's going to be $32 a month, totals out to be, and it's the best $32 that you're going to spend. Again, we thank you for listening to Radio Connections with PACE, where it all comes together. We'll see you next week, same time. And
it's elite, not elite.
Elite. That's what I said, elite.
You said elite.
Elite.
It's elite.
You talking about the way I talk?
Yes. Elite organization.
That's how I speak. That's a little bit, that's a bullying now. Now you're bullying me? We're going to talk about bullying.
I'll agree with
I'm going to file one too. I'm filing one. We're going to see y'all next week.
Y'all have it. Be safe, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.